Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here, basically, we are discussing about one topic, that is cities creation, and this is the global solution basically, which is ongoing. In this, basically, we are discussing about one topic, that is the 20% error, basically, that is education error. So that education basically contains assume that basically that education contains education basically contains error just in previous video basically we saw that basically I will take one example basically, that is very dangerous example basically. For example, mm, assume that one person basically is giving interview. Reason behind basically nowadays why basically the people are working from home, basically that reason basically I am telling you. Assume that basically one of the person actually told this, basically this might be possible reason basically why the people basically are working in the home base. Then one of the person told that basically, yeah, then how basically this the infrastructure will get repaired basically. That also we will see basically in next video, few video basically. He told that basically one person is basically giving the interview. He basically started giving the interview. Assume that basically that was Microsoft interview, and the Microsoft interview and the management interview, both side basically was giving. So he started giving the interview. He basically asked the set of level of questions. He was a senior person basically. He given the interview. He started giving the interview. There basically when he was giving the interview, that time basically his AC was on. That time basically around 55 country basically was giving the assume that 55 country was giving the power supply. That day one energy is there, right? Then basically he told that the table, furniture, everything basically was created from the wooden basically. So that wooden basically was connected with some land basically, from where basically the power supply was coming. Then he told that okay. Then basically he told that the things basically, the dress basically they basically was having that time basically when he was giving the interview. That time basically some certain level of companies basically has designed that dress basically. Assume that that data basically was from some G blood group basically. Both basically were same from same blood group basically. Now after that basically he basically had one water also, and that water basically was generated from the one of the CRM software basically. Now basically he started giving the interview. He started giving the interview. For 2 hours basically he has given the interview. Suddenly basically he got heart attack. What was the reason basically? One of the person asked the question basically. What was actually the reason basically? Then he told that basically the blood cells basically which was generated, that connected to his heart basically when he was actually giving the interview. Reason behind was the level of interview basically which was giving, that was connecting to the his heart basically. So he basically think up to the deep level basically which connected to his heart basically. But one of the person told that previously it was not happening basically like this basically. Previously basically people were doing the conference for one days basically, but that time basically was totally different time basically. But nowadays the time is different. So error basically was of infrastructure basically, which was created, and after corona basically the infrastructure basically has not changed. The season team, that is the Mosam team basically, that is who is handling the season basically, they are trying to repair that basically, so that basically it can be repaired. If the things basically infrastructure which is not getting repaired basically, then they are going to mark that basically this infrastructure is not repaired. So you can basically do whatever things basically you are going to do. That basically they will inform to the government also basically, because their duty basically is there. The government must know each and everything basically. So after that basically they try to repair that. Then also basically they try to this basically connects to that 200 people error basically. Like how basically the 200 people basically connected, same thing basically it connected to infrastructure of each and every building basically. One of the person told that, yeah, this entire infotech park na, basically, that is not getting repaired basically. We trying lot basically, but it's not getting repaired basically. Whenever people basically are talking for 1 or 2 hours basically, they basically connects to heart attack basically. So he told that basically, which infotech park? That you can see that Chennai Infotech Park. Yeah, basically Chennai Infotech Park is there. Then you can see that Pune Infotech Park. Yes, Pune Infotech Park is there. Then basically you can see that Mumbai Infotech Park. Yeah, that is also not getting repaired. Then you can see that Bangalore Infotech Park. Yes, Bangalore Infotech Park is also there. Can you see that Gandhinagar Infotech Park? Yes, basically Gandhinagar Infotech Park is there. Can you please that if you see that few buildings in the Vadodara city? Yes, basically in Alkapuri that Infotech Park is there. Then basically can you please see in few Infotech Park is there few buildings basically in the Gotri? Yes, basically in Gotri is also basically there. Then can you please see few in buildings basically in Gorwa? Yes, Gorwa is also there. These all basically buildings are not getting repaired basically. This also connects to this like this basically. That is 200 people basically who basically trying to get the job this that basically, but they are not getting basically. So this connects to same situation basically. So one of the person that is the season group basically, they told that basically, what should we do now basically? The season group told that basically, what should we do now? Because we are trying lots basically, but it's not getting repaired basically. Because you are going to work for 2 hours also na, basically, then it is going to convert to heart attack. Then the person was very tense here basically. Then he told that basically in which language basically he has given the interview. Then he told that basically he given in English basically. So let basically connects to the English group basically. Let's connect to the English group basically. Let's connect to the English group basically. They basically have created the words basically, and on the base of words basically the cities are created, and the 90 countries basically are giving the power supply, which words basically they were sending in the power supply. That each and everything basically the deep analysis basically started, because that generated to heart attack, and they were trying to find basically how this heart attack are basically happening. So whatever people basically whatever people means, any of the people basically are doing the conference basically for 2 hours, more than 2 hours, they basically connects to the heart attack. They immediately basically connecting to the heart attack. So half of the company basically who are basically not repaired, they are still basically working from home basically. Reason, the infrastructure basically, that basically seasoned groups basically are trying to solve basically, but that is not getting solved basically. So that basically they told that basically which language that's why basically in few if you software company only basically English language are spoken basically. There is no Hindi language, no Gujarati language basically are spoken there, because they say that basically this also affects the environment basically. That type of rules basically are also created basically. In few Mumbai company basically only Maharashtrian language basically are spoken. Why? Because the infrastructure basically which is created, that basically connecting to the Marathi language only basically. So just see up to what level the things are basically connecting here. After Corona basically. So one person told that basically how many infotech park and in infotech and the buildings basically are repaired, and how basically they are checking each and everything basically. How many people basically are doing the conference for more than 2 hours, 3 hours? What are the blood cells basically there? Because it's connecting to that CRM software basically. Na? The power supply and CRM example basically I have taken that TCS company basically first time basically they launched the CRM project. Same thing basically here also basically. That is also one of the condition basically of the, because each and every ideas basically which are created, that is created on the base of old infrastructure basically. So the new idea which is going to come, that basically have to connect to this infrastructure na, basically, and this basically infrastructure is changed, and the ideas also basically getting changed, and the human body also basically changed with the corona antibiotics. So in next video basically we are going to see what are those things basically which need to implement in the software industries.